Hello everybody. It is Tuesday, March the 1st. Happy first day of March. I'm gonna start off the first of the month of doing a cleaning service of my 1980s Northern table fan today. And I made a video of this fan last summer, and figured I'd just go ahead and make another one. It has been a while since the fan was cleaned. Actually, I think the last time that I cleaned it was when I made a video of the fan. You can see how dirty it is. This fan is a full-time use fan. We run it pretty much mostly during the day. This is our kitchen fan, and this is what we use whenever we're cooking or washing dishes or whatever. I've had the fan since 2017, and lo and behold, the thing hasn't crapped out yet, so it's still going. Fan is, well, I've already gone over it one time. I'll just go over it again. Fan is in decent shape. Just shows signs of age and use. It has 3 speeds to it. It has the keys for the position control, and it's a Northernaire oscillating fan. You can see here on the bottom has the original feet. Has the wiring diagram to it too, by the way. And yes, it does have a capacitor. It even has the thermal fuse in the AC source, which is pretty cool. And I'm not exactly sure what that is. Maybe that's I don't think it's the model number. I don't think it's the date code either. Alright. Let's have a look at the back side of the fan here. Alright. There's the motor housing. That's good ventilation for the motor. And there's the oscillator. That is not the original oscillator. I actually salvaged that off of a different pedestal fan for this, and luckily that was a success. There's the carrying handle on the back, and I can't make out of the sticker here, but I think that's the information tag. It gives the model number and all of that other good stuff. It is a 12-inch, and I can make out of the voltage. It's 120 volt AC, frequency probably at 60 hertz, and it was made in Korea. I do know for sure that these fans were no product of Galaxy or Lasco, of research that I had done from sources. But it is a Northernaire. You don't see too many of these fans. They're getting to be a rarity now. It's a really neat fan. It's very quiet. It runs good. Throws out a good breeze. Center badge looks very similar to some of the Galaxy, pedestal fans. But no, it is not associated with Galaxy or Lasco whatsoever. It has the original cord. It's the original power cord, and it's still in decent shape. The prongs are not tarnished or corroded whatsoever. The wiring is not frayed. There's no exposed wiring, which is good. Alright, so I'm not exactly sure what that is. Maybe that was something that somebody stuck there at one point. So go ahead and we'll plug the fan in and we'll turn it on and we'll see what we have here. Alright, let's start off here on the low speed. Alright, putting out a decently good breeze. I mean, it's not that great. The thing is really dirty, and it's about to get cleaned. So I'll just use this piece of paint and paper here for the airflow tester. Okay, let's go ahead and knock it up to medium. I would like to get an air volume reader one of these days. It shouldn't be too hard to find. Videos that I had seen of people who have done air volume and power velocity readings with these little devices, these little indicators. I would like to get one of those and do a video of that on my fans one day. Okay, well, I guess let's get this thing taken apart and let's get this thing cleaned up, and we'll oil it and put it back together, and we'll see the results. Okay, so I have the front grille removed, and you can see that dust and dirt there from over 7 months of being ran. Coast count on it is pretty good too, by the way. But it's gonna get old anyway. Another critical mistake that I made too, and a tip of advice to those of you out there, particularly those of you who are getting started on this, never make the mistake of over tightening the fasteners on these propellers, because I made that mistake and it cracked there in the middle, and I was lucky enough to fix that using my super glue. So just don't over tighten it. Just snuggle it enough to where the blade is good on there, and the blade is not gonna come off. It's not gonna pop off as it's running. There's the card there, and it's pretty dirty. Basically, all I'm gonna do is that I'll just take my brush here and my toothbrushes, and I'll just clean it down and give it a good oiling. These toothbrushes make good tools for these fans too, by the way. Alright, let me go ahead and get this thing cleaned up. Okay, got the guards and the blades and whatnot here all cleaned up. I just knocked the dust off with an old paintbrush. It's basically all I had to do. Cleaned up very nicely. And here is the motor housing. That really wasn't all that dirty, but I cleaned that out best I could. There's the blade set there. It looks a little bit better. I just might take like a damp rag and just wipe that down before I reinstall it. Let's get back to the rest of the fan over here, and here is the motor, and it doesn't appear to be all that dirty. You can see the wire connections, and you can see the stator in there. That's one healthy looking stator too, by the way. Thing is free spinning. Since it's had a lot of use in the past several months, it's going to have to be oiled up again. always very important to keep these fans oiled up, even if they haven't been oiled in a long period of time, because that's what leads to the failure of these motors. And it's happened to a few of mine in the past year or so. There's the oscillator there. That was the new oscillator that I installed. There was the bar there that holds the oscillator in place. And here it is right here. I basically just salvaged it off of an old pedestal fan that I no longer have. I guess I'll just very gently knock the dust all of this off of the motor and whatnot off, and I'll just squeeze about 5 or 6 drops of oil into the front bearing here. The oscillator looks like it doesn't need to be greased up or anything like that, so I think that's fine. Alright, let's go ahead and get this thing good and cleaned up and oiled up, and we'll put it back together and we'll see what we have. Okay, before I lubricate this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to test of how many seconds, the shaft comes to a stop after running it on all 3 speeds. And then I'll lubricate it, and then we'll see what the difference is once it's lubricated. Okay, here we go. Let's start it up here on the high speed. Took about 2 minutes to come to a stop. Now for the medium. Not even a second. Alright, how about the low? About the same. Okay, let's go ahead and throw some oil into that oil wick there, and we'll see, and we'll do an indication of how longer the spin down time is. Okay, everybody, so basically what I've done here is that I've removed the 4 screws holding the housing together, and I'm just going to take the front housing off, and I'm just going to take the bearing out that way to where I'll give it a better lubrication. And it's a good thing that I learned this from a video, but you see that little bar there on the shaft that holds the blade in place? This was something that I've seen from one of Jordan Yu's videos. Yeah. Alright. Just take the hammer and just give it a good tap. Just take a pair of needle nose pliers, and it comes out just like that. Alright. And it looks like now that the back housing is trying to come off of the stator, and I need the front to come off. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn this around, and I'm going to take a good flathead screwdriver. Let's see. Yeah, this should work. And I'm going to see if I can do this without damaging the housing or tearing the fan apart. Tap on that bearing. Well, I don't know what in the hell good that is doing. Basically all that's doing is knocking the back housing back. Steven, you freaking idiot. Alright. Alright, I'm going to have to edit this, guys. I think this is going to take a lot longer than I anticipated. Okay, so obviously I'm having a hard time. I'm having a hell of a time trying to get these motor houses separated. The only thing that's coming loose from the stator itself is the back of the housing, and that is not what I need to get off right now. I'm trying to get the front off. I've tried everything from tapping the housing with a screwdriver, and I've even tried doing very carefully from doing it from the inside here, but I'm not taking my chances by wrecking the windings. So in order to do this, it's going to have to come down to me cutting up the wires and taking the thing all apart and all of that other stuff, and I really don't have the time to do that right now. So basically what I'll do is, for now, is that I'll just throw some oil here into the front bearing. Hopefully that should do that should do good. So, and heck, man, if I decide to restore this thing one day in the future, maybe that'll be the right thing to do. You know, once I get it all taken apart, I really don't have the time to take the whole entire thing apart right now. So I'll just stick with that one simple method. If everything's got to be a pain in the ass. Alright, you freaking idiot. Alright. Maybe there's one thing I can do for now. Okay, maybe one simple solution should do. Alright, I'll put it up to where you can see it. If you look down deep in there, I removed the cover to the oscillator, and you see from where the back shaft goes out, and it comes on the gear from where the oscillator is. I can try to very carefully apply some oil there from the back, and I think that would do a good bit of benefit for right now. I don't want to do anything that's going to mess up the oscillator there. I think you're supposed to keep that oiled, so I think I'll just go by that strategy, and then I'll just throw the fan back together. And like I said, it's going to come down to taking the whole entire fan apart just to get the stator and everything out, and I really don't have the time to do all of that right now. This is just a clean and service of the fan after all, so yeah, I'll do just that. So alright, I'm not exactly sure if you can see it, but I'll just very, very carefully, we'll take my oil can and I'll just apply a few drops in there from the back. Alright, there we go. Alright. I'll put another drop in there. Okay. Kind of work its way around to where it'll circulate. Alright. Okay, repeat the same step from the front. So I'll just lay it flat on its back here. I know that you're not going to see it, but I'll just put it up to where I can show it. Alright. I think that one big pump should be good enough. Work that shaft there for a minute. Get that spacer down. down in there with a screwdriver. Okay. I think I might have applied just a little too much. Okay. Yep. Just as I thought. I applied a little more than I needed. Kind of figured it was going to drip out. Just take the rag and just wipe that all down. Trying to get to where it's not going to get to the electricals there and cause a big problem. Okay. Maybe that should do. All right. Let's go ahead and start the fan now. Let's see what happens. Okay. All right. Okay. Got a problem here. There we go. Let's try that again. Okay, no issues. Let's turn it off. That was the low speed. Okay, now the high speed. Alright, you don't see much of a difference after you first apply the oil. You have to give time for that oil to work up in the shaft and whatnot there, so that'll take at least about between the next 3 to 4 hours. So I think that's the best it's going to get. Alright, I guess I'll just go ahead and get this thing put back together and test it and see what we have. Okay. Okay, here it is. Now we have the fan all put back together here. The fan has been properly cleaned and lubricated. I just knocked down all the dust and whatnot with an old paintbrush, and any remaining residue I just wiped down with an old Lysol wipe here. That's how dirty it was. The fan looks a whole lot better. I had no issues getting it put back together whatsoever. So let's go ahead and plug the fan in and see what we have. Okay, let's start off on the low speed first. Alright, it seems it's blowing a hell of a lot better than what it was before. Alright, let's knock it up to medium. Okay, now ultimately high. It's much better. If you can hear the airstream hustling into the camera, you would notice the difference. Okay, now we'll turn it off. Spin down time has improved. Within hours to a day, as the oil will work its way into the oil wick and the shaft, it will become even better. One day this year, I may restore this. I'll have to think about it. My opinion on it, maybe it's worthy of restoring. As long as I've had it. This is actually the first older desk fan like this that I've gotten. Not too often that you're gonna come across something like this. So, and these things that you're gonna find online, they're a little bit more harder to find, and they're a little too pricey. So, I'll have to think about it. Maybe some of you could chime in and let me know if you're interested in it. So, well, that'll do it for today, everybody. I hope that you've enjoyed the video of the clean and service of my Northernaire 12-inch desk fan. Like, subscribe, and leave comments. And happy first day of March to all, and more spring videos to come. Bye-bye.